What is going on, you beautiful sons of bitches? It is I, FoggyPlays, on Football Manager 22, and we are still in charge of Atalanta, as you can see. We haven't been sacked, which is fantastic. Our form hasn't been great, but we're still here. Today we're taking on what could have been Slovan Liberec. Unfortunately, they conceded a late goal in their game, so we're taking on Genk, the team that knocked them out. It's going to be an interesting match because we've not been in great form. As I said, we've had a tactical tweak. And we're going back to something that we've done previous. Hopefully, it'll be good enough that we can get through the next couple of games. And because Europa League is what we're aiming to win this season. But if you do want to enjoy this episode, do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. That would make me super happy. YouTube likes when you do that stuff. So do it. Do it now. Or don't. But do it. Do it. Right, fellas. So as I said in the intro, we're taking on Genk. We're away from home for the first leg, and then in the next part of this episode, we'll be taking them on in the home leg. There is some quite strong teams still in this tournament, which is not ideal, such as Real Madrid. And Newcastle are actually a pretty good team with all their millions and millions. Thankfully, Leipzig and Napoli are playing each other, so there's going to be at least one good team that's going to get knocked out. So, like, the team I'm most wary of, probably Real Madrid. Newcastle have some pretty good players, like I said. We know we can beat Napoli on our day, and Leipzig, I'm a little bit weary of them as well. I think Sevilla is probably a good team. Hopefully, we get past Genk. Form-wise, we've not been in great form since you were here last. You saw us lose to AC Milan. We then went and lost to Lazio. As you can see, not great. Casas played a 5.8, scored an own goal, and then got annoyed when I told him he played terribly. Which I was like, are you for real? One of his centre-back partners for that game was Nicolas Rodriguez. Played a 5.9. Our centre-backs really did not have a great game. But you can see Odero was our second best player. Played a 7. He was super busy. Bilotti scored a screamer from outside the area, and I think he scored a header from a corner. And then we struggled to beat 10-man Parma. Thankfully, their goal scorer got himself sent off. But it wasn't great, to be honest. We scored a penalty in the 30th minute, and then Sutil, who is playing as a right winger, I think, at the time, because we have swapped tactic, like I said, scored the second and most important goal. So we've come back into some decent form, I hope. The game in between the two legs against Genk is Cremonese, which in theory should be a comfortable game. Unfortunately, we've drawn Inter in the Coppa Italia, so that's probably as far as we're going to go. We do actually play them twice, and then we play Roma. Like, we do not have an easy run to the end of the season. Like, this is unfortunate. But Genk is a game we should be winning. They don't want us to go attacking, okay? I'm going to trust my assistant manager. He's not the best player, or not the best assistant manager in the world, but we'll listen to him. So this is the tactic we're swapping to. It's something familiar. You've seen it. It's worked. So this is what we're doing. We don't really have any right backs because I played Tataru as our right back in the last game. He's not registered to play in this. So Cardamone, who as you can see is playing a 6.44 on average, is starting at right back. But Odero, who's in fine form, is starting in goal. Cardamone, Brendo, Rodriguez and Bastoni as our back four. Ugarte and Martinez in central midfield. Cacciatore, Pessina and Chacon as our attacking three. Behind Ferraro, who is playing as a trequartista, because he has been not great. He's struggles in a two-man partnership if he's playing pretty much any role, it seems. But he's not playing fantastically well as a lone striker. So we do need something from him. So I'm going to just try him as a trequartista. It's worked somewhat in the past. I've gotten Trequartistas to do bits. Hopefully he can add to that, and we'll actually have footballers who can do something today, because the last game against Parma we played this tactic and it was fine, but as it is, you can't win, in theory, can't win the two-legged match in the first leg, but you definitely can lose it unless we win like 6 or 7-0, and then, you know, we've pretty much won it. But I don't think that's going to happen unless Bastoni smashes this in the back of the net, passes it to Martinez. Emiliano Martinez puts it in the back of the net. We are 1-up 6 minutes into the game. This has settled my nerves somewhat. Cardamone did quite well to get the ball across. I'm surprised that the Genk players let the ball bounce as many times as they did. Made it all the way across to Bastoni. He put it into Martinez's feet, and we've taken the lead. We're just coming up to the 10th minute, and now Genk have the ball. It's not something we want to see. We are playing on key highlights. That's fantastic. Alvarado looked like he was offside. Clearly he wasn't. Okay, so we had the lead for 5 minutes. Maybe we're not very solid defensively. Although I think that's something we already knew. I am still unsure about Pessina. He just doesn't seem to want to be... Oh, how did Ugarte score? Their goalkeeper. If I was the Genk manager, I would be furious with... Was it Pussin? Just kind of like flapping at it. Ugarte looked like he could have even been offside. Went to dink him, and Pussin just didn't really do anything. But yeah, I still stand by what I said. Pessina is very, very good. But if somebody comes in and wants to buy him, I have no problem in letting him go. It's nice to see Cacciatore getting involved. He's been quite poor recently. But like I said, we've struggled to get our strikers doing anything. In the Parma game, I actually brought on a young Maltese striker who's was it Michael? Is it Michael? As a parody anyway. An international. Brought him off the bench. Gave him his debut. Didn't score, but he got involved. Because Cacciatore and Ferrero are just... I've tried Vergari up front. I've tried Chacon up front. Nobody really wants to score goals. Like Ferrero can, but we're playing Cacciatore on the right for today's match in the hopes that he'll do something. He's not really been involved so far, but he is Trequartista, and I think that's that Lloyd guy. He's probably Welsh, I would imagine. I'm gonna just click on him. No, he's definitely not Belgian. Canadian. Belgian Canadian. Who it's his breakout season. Fair play, lad. Hopefully you have a good season. Not today. Don't play well today. Please don't play well today. I could do with just a comfortable victory, because we've already had a chat with the lads about form and how form has not been great. So they seemed fairly happy. I did say to them that, you know, we should be doing better. Like, come on now, lads. And they were like, do you know what, boss? You're right. Still don't have a huge amount of support. And the fact that one of probably our best centre-back doesn't like me doesn't help. And Brendo, with the beautiful through ball, clearance, challenge, tackle thing that FM loves to do, leads to a corner for Genk. Ugarte gets there to head it away. He's actually kind of calmed down recently with his want to leave, so he's started playing well for a change, which is nice. Cardamone not having a great game at right back, but we don't have anyone who can play right. Do we have anyone? I don't think there's anyone we have on the bench that can play right back. So it might just be a case that he's going to be playing regardless. Unless I want to put Sotil there. Though he's more of a wing back rather than kind of like a full back. I'm going to tell the lads that they can improve, because like even when Ferraro scored in a game recently, was it against Lazio? I think he still played like a 6.7. So I'm just trying to figure out what's the best way to get him into the team, playing where he's actually going to be getting involved, because he's not really doing much at the moment. And I have been considering swapping to a DM rather than having the attack midfielder, because we have a lot of players who can play defensive midfield, whereas our attack midfielders are limited to a degree. Like we have options, just not great options. We are very lucky that Anuachu headed that one over. He was kind of left just completely in there. He's playing as a target forward. He does look sizable, so it makes sense. I'm going to have to look and see what we have on the bench. Sevilla are losing to Benfica. That's interesting. Cardamone is our only right back. Saying Doku can play her. Not got a great right foot. Valeri could play there. Brendo, not really. Rodriguez is super left-footed. Bastoni, also super left-footed. So we're just going to put Valentini out there, because why not? Cactiore is not having a great game, so I'm going to bring on Sotil. He can play out there for a little while. We'll see how he gets on. And we'll leave it at that for now. But Ferraro, probably next on the chopping block, because even though like he can't get involved when he decides to play football, like if he decides to step up, he gets like one chance and he'll put it at the back of the net. Just unfortunately he hasn't quite had the opportunity yet, but it's fine. 2-1, we'll take it. It's fine. Okay, we're gonna take off Ferraro, because he is the worst player on the pitch at the moment. We're going to bring on Vergari and have him play as an advanced forward. See if he can get on the score sheet. As it is right now, our front four are all interchangeable. They can swap between any positions. So I could take Vergari and put him onto the left wing and have Shakan playing up front. But we're not going to do that just yet. Genk are potentially on the break. Valentini gets in there, steals it away. Sotil back to Valentini, playing out of position. But Ugarte finds Pessina. Martinez, who scored the first goal for us. Valentini, back to Martinez. Sotil, Vergari. It's tactical genius. Woo! Get in. That's how we roll. I did have suspicions of offside at some point here. Yeah, the Martinez actually, and the two passes that led to that goal did look like there was potential for them to be offside. Thankfully there wasn't, but we do come away 3-1 winners in the first leg. So that's a good win for us, lads. Well done. I'm going to have to look at options for right back for the next leg, because that was not... We don't really have many players in the way of right back. Oh, someone had a birthday to forget. Oh, that's sad. West Ham absolutely dominated Lille, which is kind of interesting. So we will be back in just a second for the second leg against Genk, and I'll let you know how the Cardamone game goes. Right, fellas, so we are back now for the second leg of the Europa League second knockout round game against Genk. Some interesting Leipzig going through on after extra time. That's an interesting result. Didn't expect that. Kind of expected Wolfsburg to go through. We did play Cremonese in the in-between bit. As you can see, we won 3-1. That makes it look like we had a really good game. We did not. We were shocking in the first half. As you can see, we actually went behind. And they were comfortably the better team in the first half. So we swapped it up a little bit for the second half. Played, because we didn't look like we were going to score goals. So what do you do when you're not going to, when your team looks like they're struggling to score goals? Obviously, 3 strikers, because we have lots of strikers, not a huge amount of wingers. So I did originally play the 4-2-3-1 in that game, which swapped to 4-3-3. And it kind of worked. So we're doing it from the start this time. Kind of just throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks. Vagari, because he scored in the first leg against Genk, is going to play this one. So I'm hoping that he can just get involved. We've Casas back from his suspension, so he is starting this game at right back. But other than that, there isn't a huge amount of changes. Doku was actually exceptional in the last game, so he is going to continue at left back for this one. Valentini and Brendo are going to play in central defence ahead of Odero, standard as our goalkeeper. Ugarte running in Jorgensen and Martinez in central midfield. Cacatiore, Ferraro and Vagari as our strikers. Ferraro is going to play as the deep lying forward on support. Vagari as the advanced forward, and Cacatiore is going to play him as a trequartista. Let's see how he gets on. That's the one thing I'm not 100% sure of, is how to line my strikers up, because I don't really want to have two advanced forwards, but we have very much advanced forward-esque players. So I'm just going to tell the lads to pick up from where they left off last time, because like Cacatiore scored himself a cheeky little hat-trick. Hopefully he can keep that form going for this one, because form has turned around. We have 3 wins in a row now. And Genk, who are actually top of the Belgian league, are hopefully not going to be putting up too much of a fight. I'm not 100% sure about how I'm going to set these teams up, because I did originally have a box-to-box midfielder, but I think the Carolero might be a little bit more effective in this one. The strike force is just kind of thrown together. As you can see, we've had 2 shots. So 20 minutes into the game, we've had 2 shots, none on target. Whereas Genk have had 1 shot and 1 on target. And we have somehow not scored a goal from that corner. Even though it looked like it was pretty much guaranteed, we've come away with nothing. Ferraro is just not having a great time. So we are actually going to make a tweak. He's going to be a complete... actually, we make him the trequartista. Cacatiore can be... He can be an advanced forward. I'm going to make Vagari the false 9. So we're going to have an interesting front 3. Because our strikers aren't doing an awful lot. We're starting to grow into this game. 6 shots, 3 on target. Things are looking slightly better. Benfica getting back into the game, or did they beat Sevilla? I think they beat Sevilla last time, didn't they? Pretty sure Benfica won the game against Sevilla. How are West Ham? Already 4 up. They actually are 4 up after half an hour against Lille. What is going on? Every other game has just endless amount of goals, and we're like, it's whatever, it's fine. I'm going to tell everyone that I have faith in them. Ferraro, again, just not having a great game, and I'm not sure why. I just got complete forward, just see if he can do something, because he's our best striker. I really want him to do stuff, but he's not. Pessina could potentially come on for him. Sutil could also potentially come on for him. We'll have to see. We're not going to make any changes just yet, because why would we? Things are going adequately. We don't need to do an awful lot. We're already 3-1 up from the first leg. Just need to stay in the game. Cacatiore doing all the hard work. Gets the ball taken off his foot. And their Belgian-Canadian striker kicks the ball forward to absolutely nobody. Doku on the wrong side of the pitch. Hopefully Brendo doesn't try and find a left back, because our left back is playing at right back at the minute. Vagari puts Martinez through. Martinez, interesting cross. Unfortunately, Cacatiore cannot find the back of the net. But everything's fine. Everything's fine. We're not worried about it yet. Just, it would be nice if we could score a goal. That is quite the play from the Genk goalkeeper. Thankfully, their striker hits the post and it bounces straight back out. We are living on the edge here. Ferraro's going to have to come off. I'm going to have to take off Ferraro. He is just not playing well. What is going on? We're going to bring on Sotil. He wants to be the advanced forward. So I'm going to make Kakatiore the complete forward. Just see if this will... yeah. And we are going to take off Ugarte because he's not playing that well. Bring Pessina on. Just move Martinez to play over as the Mazzella. Pessina can come on and be a box-to-box. Because the Carolero isn't really working. Although, to be fair, Martinez was on a 7. It's just not really doing an awful lot, to be honest. So we're just going to see the game out. We're probably not going to concede twice this late into the game. I did say probably, hoping we don't. 10 minutes left and there is a free kick to Genk, but it is their goalkeeper with the ball. Although we have seen what he can do with his fantastic range of passing. So till it's true and just kicks it straight at the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper was never under any stress with that one. Running Jorgensen gets or has the corner, just doesn't really do anything with it. And Genk were on the break, but nothing came of it. So everything is fantastic. Everyone's delighted. 10 minutes left. We're going to make our final change. Anybody exceptionally tired? Brendo's the most tired player who's not playing fantastic. So we're going to bring on Rodriguez in his place. Just give Rodriguez a bit of a runabout. I'm still quite disappointed we are not going to get to see Rafael play this year. He still hasn't complained about not getting first team football, and I don't know if it's because he knows that he can't be registered because he's non-EU and Italian rules mean that he's unable to play. And this was quite a boring game, it has to be said, but everything is fine. We won the game over 2 legs. That is acceptable. Ferraro, I'm gonna have a quick chat with him. You aren't at your best. You deserve to go off. Didn't really affect him. I was kind of hoping he'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna win the next one. We're gonna score goals again," because he's not scored for a while. We will be back though in just a second, so I can show you who we're drawing for the next round and the round after, if we make it that far. It's probably going to be like Real Madrid or Benfica or West Ham. They seem to be the teams that are after dominating in this one. So we'll be back in just a second for that. Alright, fellas, so it is time for the quarterfinal and semi-final draws of the Europa League, and there's teams such as Real Madrid, Wolfsburg, West Ham, and ourselves are still in this, along with Benfica, Valencia, Leipzig, and Newcastle. So first out of the hat is Valencia. I'll take Valencia. Real Madrid. Okay, so there's at least one Spanish team in the next round, guaranteed. Wolfsburg are going to get Leipzig. West Ham. Ooh. We are going to draw the 3 difficult teams left. I want Newcastle. We've got Newcastle. Okay, fantastic. Benfica take on Leipzig. How are Newcastle doing? 3rd in the Premier League. Fantastic. But they haven't won it. They won the Premier League yet, so that's fine. That's everything's okay. I'm not. So we've drawn Newcastle. And in the semi-finals, Wolfsburg or West Ham will take on ourselves or Newcastle. Benfica or Leipzig to take on Valencia or Real Madrid. So if we win against Newcastle and then beat Wolfsburg or West Ham, we play Benfica, Leipzig, Valencia or Real Madrid in the final. Be quite nice if we could, because I don't think Atalanta have won anything in this universe. I'm gonna assume they haven't won the Champions League, because I'm pretty sure I would have known. No. Okay, so Atalanta haven't won anything, which is disappointing. So this is fine. So we're playing Newcastle in the next round. A win in that round, play Wolfsburg or West Ham. So in theory, we could end up playing 2 English teams on the way to the final, where we probably play Real Madrid. So leave a comment down below how you think we're going to do against Newcastle. I fear the worst, but I hope for the best. So if you have enjoyed this, Newcastle won the Europa League 3 seasons ago. Damn, I just realised that. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, fellas. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. It does make a massive difference to the channel if you've made it this far. I would love if you commented down below what you think the score is going to be against Newcastle, which will be the next episode. So, thank you very much for watching, fellas, and I'll see you in the next one.